Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are still in Brazoria country, right along the Gulf at Big Boggy National Wildlife Refuge. Now, this is aptly named. It is one big old bog. It's a big old estuary. There's marshes. There's little streams. There's fresh water. There's salt water. There's brackish water, and there are birds. Birds love coming here and doing their bird things. I myself like coming here and looking at the birds, seeing how things are, seeing how nature has provided for us and how nature has done its thing. The first people we meet are cormorants. They're just like ducks to me. And then we have the great egret. As you can see, white body, long legs, and yellow beak. Easy to distinguish from the other egrets. Here we have a reddish egret. You can tell because its head is kind of red and the body is kind of blue. Along with a snowy egret, which has a black beak. It's white and smaller, but like I said, has a black beak. And that's pretty typical of the bogs that are there. There's a white ibis. You can tell it's a white ibis because its beak curves down. We'll be seeing a lot of white ibises on this trip. Another great egret, hunting for its food. It seems like that's what birds do most of the time is hunt for food. And a great blue heron. You can tell because it's gray and blue and a heron. But towards the end of the reserve, you get to see some of the houses that people have built out along the Gulf. You can drive around. There are no trails to take. You just sort of get in your car and drive around and look at the scenery and look at nature and look at the birds. There's another white ibis. That other bird was too far for me to properly identify. I want to say it was a great blue heron, but it could have been a little blue heron. I would need to look at its plumage. But I like all these little fishing houses that are out there for the fishermen. You can rent them out, I'm pretty sure, and go do your fishing. Although I'm not quite sure what I would do once I would fish. Like, do I eat the fish? I don't know. There's a little levee. And over the levee, you can see just how muddy the bog is. It's kind of dry. I guess it's a wet season. It was during Thanksgiving week, so. And there's some dead crabs. People just leave them lying around. But it's still kind of cool to see that. I think it says an alligator. Baby alligator, maybe. But eventually the sun did come up, and I was able to see just how green things were. There's that great egret again, hunting. Like I said, they never stop. They're always out on the prowl, trying to get their food. I guess that's nature for you. You either have to eat or get eaten. And it's a 24-hour job, apparently. Because it can be tough, it can be rough for these birds. So that's why I'm glad that they have these national wildlife refuges scattered out throughout Texas. Protect some pristine land, protect some beautiful scenery, and it helps the birds. Like, look at this poor ibis. Would you want this ibis to go extinct? I would not. And eventually, you get to drive on and see some more of the boring scenery before you come back again to birds. Like I said, they're scattered everywhere. And I myself like looking through the water and look at those grasses. And there's a reddish egret again. It's starting to become one of my favorite birds. Just the way they look. I like the two colors that they have. I used to think it was a tri-colored heron, but apparently I was wrong because the tri-colored heron has a yellow beak. This one has a dark black beak. And then here's a closer look at the snowy egret. Once again, look at those feet. Looks like they have yellow slippers on. And then we'll be able to compare it with the great blue heron who's back there, just doing its great blue heron things. That's probably the biggest bird. And it sticks out because it has an S-shaped neck. And now we see some turkey vultures. It's a turkey vulture because it's got a red head. And I'm glad I've been getting into this birding business. I thought it was only for old people, but I've been getting really good at identifying birds. I just need to start identifying the smaller ones. Those are the ones that are still difficult for me. But I think I got my herons and my egrets pretty good. And these are black vultures. You can tell they're black vultures because they're all black. They don't have that red top. Anyways, thanks for watching. Go out there, experience some national wildlife refuges, see some birds. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.